got in speed away and in Cheltenham Motor for BMW. They're very pleasant and very helpful to you. So I recommend anybody looking for a BMW bike, hop into Cheltenham.
Well, good morning. For a change, we're driving a BMW 1300 GSA for test drive. Let's see what we got. Brakes are responsive. Extremely responsive brakes. And I can't get used to the size of it because it's not that big, but the weight is a killer. The weight is light as hell. I reckon it's 350 kilos in weight. Like I say, I haven't found any weight in it at all at the moment, so we shall see. Now let's see where we're going. Ooh, it's got some poke in it. It's definitely got some go in it. It's interesting, electric screen on it and everything. But the 350 kilo bike, it is exceptionally light, shall we say. Take me 10 minutes to get used to it, but like I say, so this is the brand new 2025 1300 GSA, and it's got all the automatic suspension in it. It rises and lowers apparently, and a few other bits and bobs in it which I won't be using, shall we say. But they put the seat in the right height for height seat for me. For a bike that weighs 350 kilos, it is absolutely light as hell. A little rattle in the engine, but I don't know what it is, but I assume it's with the engine. Not very good. So, like I say, we're out on a boat for today, and taking a couple of paint and spin this on. Like, first thoughts are, like I say, the handling is very nice and it's very, very light. You know, let's say 350 kilos, I reckon it's 250 kilos, 350 kilos, I'll look it up. But it's very light. Put the thing in the blog with what it says. And like I say, taking it easy today because there's about 6 speed camera vans are passing the wind. A bit windy, but there's no buffeting from the screen at all. The screen does the job perfectly. Talk it down and point this thing into it. Okay, left, I'm looking good. I don't know how windy it is on the mic, but very windy today, trading in Wales. Like I say, they'll just put this mic basically through its paces, and like I say, it's nice to be back in the GS. It's got the auto shifter on it where you just flip the throttle and change up and change it down. There's an interesting concept. like it needs another gear. High revving engine. Very similar to the ride of the old GSA. I had the 1200, the 1150. So if anybody wants to know what my experience of GSAs are, I've had 1150, 1200, two 1200s, the 1203, and the 1200 30th anniversary. So I'm quite happy with both bikes there. Like you say, I just can't get over how light the bikes are. And there we are, 50 millimeters. It's an interesting concept, or is it? Oh, gadgets and gizmos. The 1300GS, everybody's saying it's a big brute to handle tank wise. Yes, it's a big tank, 30 litre tank, but compared to the Harley that I ride, it is not that big at all. And like I say, the back to the neutral riding position is quite a comfort as well. Look, the green people, come on, you can go now. The reason why I'm pointing at you is I don't really see when I turn the camera around is the screen. Because this bike hasn't got any adaptations. I can stick the camera on successfully and past it. I got the clamp to the wing mirror, that's about it. We'll have a look in a minute. Acceleration on it is astronomical for a fucking enduro bike type slash off-road bike. Very quick off the mark. Like I say, as a comfort bike, it's well balanced. And it's very nice and clean to be on. The thing I don't like about it is you got this little ticky with the engine. I don't know whether that's standard with them or is that maybe the noise, because a lot of people can't about the noise of the engine on the YouTube and stuff, because maybe the noise they're on about. It's so light in the road, it's so light in the corners compared to my current bike. Unbelievably light in the corners, shall we say. we're at Gloucester Airport, as there's a plane taking off. Right, going back to the motorcycle then after seeing the plane taking off. Right then, so we've got power off. So what we got then? We've got the shaft drive as normal, got the boxer engines, with a 33 litre tank, with the luggage racks, which is all electric apparently for central locking, and of course we've got the world's ugliest chops on it that everybody's moaning about, that I don't think is too bad in the flesh. And like I say, none of the BMs are lookers, and they reckon the tank is huge. But like I say, I don't have a problem with it, because compared to the bike I've had, it's a lot lighter than I got basically. But the seat is a standard seat, so it's a bit harder than normal. There's no gel in it, but it's on maximum level, as you can see, because I'm a tall ass. It's also got the up and down automatic suspension and the quick shifter on it. But as a bike, I can't fault it. It does exactly the same what it, excuse me. As a bike, I can't fault it. It does exactly what it says on the can, which is works very well. And I do like the electric screen on it that goes up and down. That is flickable switch. It's also got several modes in it: rain, snow, enduro. It's in the keys out of the way, so okay. Keys in my pocket, so key hasn't gone too far. So like I say, as a bike, nice, I quite like it. It's got this little tinkering sound of the engine, so I'm going to find out if that's the actual tinkering sound or is that the sound it makes. So like I say, I do like this bike, and it's in the same genre as all the other GSs, so I'm impressed with it. But the only thing it takes a bit of getting used to is that I'm finding it so light, and I mean, I'm finding it unbelievably light at the moment. So, got a helicopter coming in now. It's quite busy up here. Looks like a Bell Jet Ranger from here. The Bank of Dave, or is it Steve Davis? There we are. So that is the test the bike ongoing, and like I say, I'm well impressed with it at the moment. And like I said, it's a bit like me, bit of a fat ass. It does the job very well. Fat ass, fat middle. Simple with me. Right there in the middle. Oh, but how do I say this politely? The weight difference is astronomical, and I can't get over it. Everybody classes this as a heavy bike. It probably is, compared to everybody's real world. Compared to the world of my ultra limited CVO, this is so light, and I mean, it just, but like I say, it's just so nimble at the steering at the moment. We're quite frightened to lead it too much because it's just so light. Wind's picking up a bit, so the weather's coming in slowly. At least I've had a dry day for the test ride. But like I say, one thing BMW hasn't lost is when I had my 1200, I used to ride to meetings in North Wales, did that stuff, and up and back, and stop the night and do everything with it. And as fresh as a daisy getting off, and I can understand why now. It still does the same thing that it's meant to do, which is munch miles, and I mean lots of miles. There's no compromise with that at all. So if you want to look at a bike to just do a lot of mileage on, this is probably one of the ones you can have. Now the Harley is very comfy for doing long miles, don't get me wrong, there's got an armchair back end that Claire loves. You know, Claire probably won't like the back of this because of the fact that it hasn't got the armchair back seat, but it's you know, how do I say it? Horses for courses, and like I say, I'm not saying I'm changing my Harley. This is just I had to try the new GS just to see what it's like, basically, and I now know what it's like. And like I say, I'd like to thank Ryan in Cotswold BMW Motrad in Cheltenham. How do I say it? Chalk and cheese. I called him to Dick Lovett the other week and nobody spoke to me. But the moment I walked through the door, the gentleman upstairs and everybody has been very friendly. Coffee, tea, you know, chat. And like I say, it culminates the fact that I'm now taking out the GS and probably may buy one eventually. But like I say, you know, the contrast in service, you know, how do I say this politely? Dick Lovett, you shit. I bought a Porsche of Dick Lovett in Swindon because the service was excellent. I expected the same service in Bristol, nowhere near it. So I've, you know, bought myself and my father bought many few cars from Cotswold BMW up in Hereford. So I just happened to notice Cotswolds in Cheltenham, and the attitude there and the, you know, the welcome you get is 100%. So I recommend come to BMW in Cheltenham, as they are very welcoming. Jet Ranger taking off, might have that one on film. But like I say, but going back to the bike, I think the bike is outstanding. You know, what I find hilarious is that everybody moans about the weight in it and the size of the tank and that the other. You lot haven't driven a friggin' Harley. Go and drive a Harley Ultra CVO and then come back and say that this bike is heavy. You know, I've never had light bikes. You know, my biking history is, you know, well, yes, I did have a light bike. I started off the CV600 when I first passed my test. Then I had a Triumph Tiger, KTM 990 Adventurer, and then I had the BMW 1150, 1200, and then 3 Harleys. I did have 4 years without, or 3 years without, because I broke my foot. And I had to sell my BM then because I couldn't ride it for 2 years. So that is another sore point, because that was the 30th anniversary that was, and I loved that bike. But hey ho, shit happens, as they say, especially to me. So I hope you like my rough review. I'm not an expert in saying I review things, as I've only reviewed 2 bikes besides the one I own. I'm getting into this reviewing business, but you know, I just say what I see and what I feel, you know. Apart from this little ticky of the engine that I don't know what it is, I'll ask Brian when I get back. It may be, that may be the bit that everybody's moaning about on the internet, is that it's got this little like clockwork effect on it, but you know. But as a bike, you know, I can't fault it for what it does for you know, it does what it says on the can, shall we say. It's comfortable, it's very light. I think it's a bit too light, because it's a lot lighter than the old one used to be. And gear change is slick, you know. I got a gear change there, you blip then, I got a gear change automatic shifter, so I don't actually have to do anything with the clutch. So that's like a half an automatic, you know. Bit of a jerk there, because I tried it improved. That's how you do it. You don't ease off when changing up. Changing down, ease off, and it change down. It's smooth, but do not do it going up. Keep your throttle on. See, so that's how that works. Pretty good. Another school day for me, but like I say, that's like a semi-automatic gearbox, which I quite like. You know? Live and learn, as they say. And like I say, so far the welcome in Cotswold BMW is excellent. Heading back out the way I came, because I haven't got a clue how to get back to the BMW dealership otherwise. Today I'm wearing my Glamster helmet, my Shoei Glamster, because I thought it was going to tip down at the moment, wear the gear in the car and everything, but it's not. It's actually tipping down the wheels, but it's dry here. And the reason why it's an animal is that I just noticed it's in dynamic mode with me. Well, not with me, Ryan put it in dynamic mode. back in Cotswolds in Cheltenham, and all I could say is I do like the bike. I did want to say I didn't like the bike, but I think it's fabulous. Apart from the ticking sound of the engine, that could drive me nuts. So we'll see about that one. But as a bike, you can't fault it once you get used to the lack of weight. It's chuckable and easily manoeuvrable, and you can put it in the corners quite steeply, so I'm quite impressed with that bike at all. So, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Right, so final outcome of the bike. The bike's I've had it priced up as well with my spec. It's 22,750, and apparently it's 1,700 quid if you want a set of cans on the side, which is the panniers and top box. So we'll see on that one, because it comes to 25 grand almost in total, which is quite expensive, being that it's supposed to be starting at 18. So watch this space, and I'll speak to you soon.